goes the record. Here goes the encoder. And we're good to go.
Hey, welcome. What's going on? This is the one and only IT and the D Show broadcasting live from our quarantined homes. This is Bob the Sales Guy. That is Dave the Geek. Randy and Do the Twitters is doing the Twitters. Find us out online, itandthed.com. Do us a favor, give us a like on the socials and subscribe to us everywhere. Fine podcasts are sold.
Yeah, and as per usual, we're not changing our story. Nope, we haven't figured out events yet. Nope, don't know when we're going to figure out events. Yeah, and based on the conversation we had with Fred last week, who knows? There may never be events again. We'll just see how that turns out. And
ever,
yeah,
the
exactly.
rest of humanity.
Ever. Yeah. So hey, we're gonna dive in with our guest right off the bat, which is kind of cool. This is one of the stories. It just kind of worked out. This is one of the stories that we had on deck to talk about this week. And then someone reached out from Catalyst Media and was like, "Hey, we'd like to talk to you about these guys." And I was like, perfect. We were planning on talking about them anyway. Let's get their side of the story. Not that it was negative. I'm being facetious. so let's go ahead and, so that's awesome. So it is Bilal. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, sir.
From Zoom Ride, which is a really cool thing. It like I said, it caught my eye early last week because if I recall correctly, you guys just launched at the end of September, correct?
Yes, on September 21st, that was our soft launch.
And so I mean, it kind of caught my eye. It's a new emerging alternative to Uber and Lyft, and it seems like you guys have been reading and watching the same news stories that we have, and that maybe there are some safety security concerns that could be addressed by somebody doing a little bit better, and that kind of seems like the direction you guys are taking, which seems really, really cool. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we started this venture, I guess, about almost 2.5 years ago. We noticed there's a lot of gaps in the market that we can improve safety. So we did not just want to copy and paste other rideshare companies.
Right.
We have to be different. So we tried to do something that improved the safety of both the drivers and the riders, because in some cases both are in danger, unfortunately. We came up with probably 10 features that other competitors don't have to protect both our partners, the drivers, and the customers who are the riders.
Yeah, I saw one of them was you've got panic buttons for both the rider and the driver. Now, is that something that gets put in the car, or is that app based?
That's two things. One of them is currently it is app based. Both the drivers and the riders, they can press on the panic button for 2 seconds, and we can see live video and audio streaming in the office what's going on in the car. So in case it was small argument, we can call either the passenger or the driver and talk to them, try to solve it. If it was something major, sexual harassment, something in danger, we can call the authorities and tell them exactly where the vehicle is, because we can see on the map, on TV, on our screen where the car is, and take corrective actions for it. So we have
the cool feature I thought was that women passengers can request women drivers, kind of a another safety thing. What are you doing to promote women drivers? Because I know at least for Uber and Lyft, I don't want to say the ratio, but it's drastic. Male to female. How are you solving that?
Well, if you don't mind, go back to the first question, because I was asked if this is in the app or outside the app.
Yeah.
Also, we do have a small, almost keychain button that the driver will have. Now we don't have them distributed yet. We're in the process of distributing them to the drivers.
Okay.
In case the phone was not accessible to the driver for some reason, someone grabbed it from him, he can press on that Bluetooth small keychain round key, and it will operate the same thing. The phone video will come on, and we can see what's going on in the vehicle. When it comes to the females, we're doing it for, I guess, maybe two reasons. Either for safety, which is very important, and also for some people, for some religious purposes, they prefer to be, or cultural purposes, they prefer to be,
makes sense
only. So, but for safety reasons, there is approximately at least 6,000 cases of sexual harassments
We've talked about it on the show before. Yeah.
Hopefully this will improve it by having feature that the female passenger, it's a preference. She can turn it on and off every ride. So she can request a female driver, or she can not request and anybody can come over. If it's available, then female driver will come to her if she wants it. So it's not mandatory.
Right.
And currently there is approximately 1/3 of the riders are female. That means a lot of riders are afraid of using the rideshare service, or some of them they do use it, but they are afraid. So hopefully we can capture the people that need the service, but they're not using it because they are afraid. And we can hopefully capture some people that are using it, but they are afraid to join a Zoom ride. So we did notice that we have currently we did notice that we have approximately 35% of our drivers now are female, which is good.
That's a huge difference. I mean, again, just my own personal sample size, but when it comes to Uber and Lyft, I would say that's a marked difference from what you see in those services.
Yeah, that was my point. I think the other ones I do, almost 80%, if not more, at least at night. So no, it's great.
Eventually, most drivers they drive for Uber and Lyft, and they drive for us. The same driver, they drive for more than one company.
Of course, yeah.
But when they feel that they like one company more than the other, they might stick to it more or take more rides from that specific company, and hopefully, it will be their choice of rides.
Well, and that was one of the other things I saw is that the earning percentage is higher with you guys, correct?
Absolutely. Mostly, the competitors make their money off surges. They give especially now during COVID.
Pretty sure we're all too familiar with surge pricing. Yeah.
Yes, instead of being charged like $10 a trip, they charge $30 a trip because more demand, less supplies, and that's where usually the companies make their money, not the drivers. And we try, even with surges, when there are surges in the future, we will try to also compensate the driver percentage-wise always. So we're not going to just tell the driver, here's $10 or here's $5 extra, go take this $100 ride. No, we're going to share it with them percentage-wise. Currently, we share approximately, we take about 20 to 25% of the fare. Other competitors, they take average pre-COVID 45 to 55% average, up to 75%.
Damn.
So yes. So our goal is to stay between.
I had no idea it was that high. That's crazy. Well, and just because you mentioned
this whole time, I thought it was. Oh
no, sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
I said this whole time I thought it was 20%. Like
they were just taking a little cut off the top. That's crazy.
I wish if it was 20%, you won't see them. You had a lot of riots in many states, right, from drivers complaining they want more money because they're not making 20%, and they're not making 80%.
Yeah, no. Now I understand why.
Now, of course, the companies they have to pay a lot of insurance costs. Insurance costs a lot of money. There's a lot of overhead,
Right.
But still, by making 75%, 60%, that's a lot, for the companies. So we prefer to give the money to drivers, let them switch to us, and keep both drivers and passengers safe. That's our number one priority.
No, which is phenomenal. So yeah, well, and so just you've mentioned we've touched lightly on both fear and COVID. So apparently you've got masks for any of the passengers in case they forgot them. There's sneeze guards up, but the one that I thought was really cool was that you guys have UV sterilizing lights. So I mean, is that something that you guys are putting in these vehicles for the drivers, or?
Okay, unfortunately, because the drivers they're contractors, 1099 contractors, you cannot force them to have them, but they are available. So we've seen approximately maybe 50% of the drivers, they're taking them.
Okay.
And especially they're taking the lights more than the boards. Most of them are taking the lights actually, because some people they say they don't want to put a board in their car. May not look good for their the look of the car.
Right.
But unfortunately, it's safety. We'd like to have them. So we're trying as much as possible to.
Yeah. Sometimes you want function before form. That's reality. Yeah.
But the UVC light is very good idea. UVC light.
I'm looking. Oh, go ahead. Well, sorry.
No, please go ahead, please.
No, I was just I'm looking right now from my house to Detroit Shipping Company, Dave. It's $29 with Zoom Eco, which is I want to say it's cheaper than Uber. It's got to be cheaper than Uber.
Yeah, that's a $40 ride from my house when, I accidentally forget my car down there the night before because,
Accidentally.
Yeah. Well, you got Zoom Economy, you got Zoom Plus, you got Premium Black, and you got SUV. Obviously, it goes up, but I mean, the cheapest option is $29.
Right, and right now it's there's no surge with other companies. Probably it's not busy. So if you look at the same rates, probably 3 hours ago, you will see our rates were the same, but others might be a lot more.
Interesting. But yeah, just getting back to the UV lights quick. I mean, so it's basically a system where between rides they just automatically come on and use UV light to sterilize things down.
Yes, from March to May, I guess, I was busy trying to design this light. We have sensor in there, so 2-minute sensor when there is no motion in the car, when the rider leaves the car after 2 minutes no motion, the UVC light, sanitizing light, turns on by itself for 30 seconds, helps sanitize hopefully 99% of the germs or viruses. So it's additional safety measure that we have in the vehicle. We understand and we do ask all drivers to sanitize their vehicle after every ride, but this is extra step in case somebody forgets, does not do a good job.
Right.
I don't want to depend on human being errors. So
yeah, there's one thing we've all learned. No, and honestly, so one of the other things I noticed that I think is really, really cool, because I know this is something I've put in as a feature request with both Uber and Lyft, is your request a ride for someone else. Because like one of the, let's say I'm out with people and, my friend's too drunk to drive and I'm too drunk to drive. Okay, so I fire up Lyft to get them home. Now I got to fire up Uber to get me home because I can't have two Lyft things running simultaneously. Does this allow for that? Like, so if I'm getting a ride for somebody else, can I still also get a ride for myself?
Yes, you can. And actually, we're talking here. The idea came to my mind on this idea was one time I tried to order Uber for my wife and daughter almost 3 years ago, and tried to book for them. They don't have the app, so the driver, he would think that he's picking Bilal, a man,
right?
And actually he's picking up somebody else. So she was leaving the mall, and that was very busy day, call it Black Friday night. So like, how would he know who she is?
Yep.
So it came to my attention that we should do it that way. So what we did now, we have book for other, and the person that is booking the ride, he will tell who the person's name who's being picked up and their phone number. Now the driver will not have the phone number. It's going to be masked.
But it's in the app, but okay.
So they can connect each other without seeing the real phone number. They'll see our phone numbers, but we connect them together by masked phone number. And so they can chat, and the rider does not have to have the app with him.
Very cool. I that's an excellent feature. I really, really like that one.
We also have another feature.
My favorite is my favorite drivers. Too often, how many times you have a driver that's so cool, you're like, God, I wish I could have them for every trip.
Yeah.
And you can actually favorite the drivers. I guess talk about that real quick.
That's excellent feature because sometimes you like the driver, you want him to come back, but he might be also half an hour away where you want him next time. That's why we have up to 10 drivers we can add to our list, our favorite lists. And anytime somebody requests a car, if he has favorite driver list, any of those people on their list will be dispatched first if they are available in the area. So we find a way to use the stars. Now there's rating and stars, but how does that help? Doesn't help much, probably, it helps to have good stars, of course, but it doesn't help the rider or the driver much.
Right.
So this way we can connect them together to have that personal touch. We have another feature which is very good. Sometimes somebody goes to for example, in Detroit area here, goes to the airport, Detroit airport, and he wants to take a ride to Grand Rapids or to Toledo, Ohio. On our drive, a lot of drivers, they cancel the ride.
Oh yeah, I've seen it happen.
Yeah, they don't want to see it, coming back empty, not getting paid for the time. You can drive an hour back without any money for it. So what we did is any trip that is more than 42 miles outside the city, for example, The rider will choose the long trip feature. The driver will know this is long trip. He will be compensated more, about 30% more. So this way, he will accept the ride, he'll make more money, and the passenger or the rider, he will not be upset that he cannot find the ride.
That makes perfect. Like I said, I've seen it happen. It makes perfect sense. And that's one of the other things that you've got in there is basically, you're allowing people to, okay, look, I know I've got to run 4 or 5 errands, and it's probably hey, I got to run in here, I got to run in there, I got to run in this place. And so you're allowing people to set up for multiple stops, multiple things over the course of hours or a day, which is kind of neat.
This one would be by book per hour. We have it. So someone can book a ride per hour, and he can do as many stops as he wants. You can go to the restaurant. The driver will be your own chauffeur. He'll wait for you, or you can go to a few different meetings. He'll wait for you until you're done. This way, the rider does not have to book another ride and pay the extra service fee for every ride, and he does not have to wait half an hour.
Yeah, you're just waiting again. Yeah.
Yep, that's excellent.
So I got something. I remember we talked to Uber like 7 years ago to the general manager, and that's when I remember when we found out how much everyone gets paid.
Are you pitching Unter again?
No. Which one's Unter? The classic? No, classic.
Yeah.
So we thought it'd be a great idea during Woodward Dream Cruise to be able to people I have an old '76 Cadillac, and I could put myself up online, and you can take a lap around Woodward or to drive wherever, and pay a fee to be in someone's Lamborghini or more of a either a classic car or a high-end sports car. Just throwing that out there. I always thought that was a great idea. I know you're just trying to get this thing launched and work properly, let alone have goofy features, but that's just something I always thought would be fun.
Yeah, it is. It will take probably a month of debugging few. We like to hear to the voice of passengers and drivers.
Well, yes, that's what I was going to say. So you've just recently launched. I mean, so how has the launch process been going? How is the general feedback coming? That sort of thing.
The feedback has been great. We've been getting a lot of riders and drivers signing up. The thing that they like the most, honestly, would be the call center, because they can call us anytime and we'll answer the phone and we'll help them. Some other competitors, it's hard to reach them by phone.
It is physically impossible to get a hold of somebody at Uber. As someone who has left his phone in a car before, it is physically impossible to get in touch with somebody at Uber.
Yeah, if you left your passport in the car, if you left your passport in the car, you're going on the plane, someone dropped you at the airport.
Yep.
You want your passport right away or your luggage, good luck. The flight is gone and you can't get it back easily. So for us,
Dave, if you lost your phone, how would you get? Oh, sorry, Bilal, go ahead.
So I'm sorry. I just said, for us, give us a call. And right away we'll help you out, and we can dispatch the driver and get him back to you.
I just wanted to make fun of Dave. If you lose your phone, how are you going to call somebody?
By firing up Skype or firing up something else on a laptop to make. I wonder
why you can't call. It's so hard to call him. I don't have a phone.
That was the issue I couldn't get over about. There was no way for me to make a phone call without. Yeah, no, get out of here.
That's why I said passport. I didn't say phone myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so I guess is there anything we haven't touched on yet that you want to make sure we let people know about?
We're offering now $100 free rides, free credits for up to 10 rides. So up to $10 free ride per ride for everybody.
Very cool.
They can sign in and put the promotion code Zoom100.
Okay.
They get $100 credit into their account.
And I'm assuming available both Android and iPhone.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And we look forward to.
Yeah, I'm on Android. Process was quick.
Perfect. Thank you. And we're optimizing the more and more. We'll do even better, hopefully. We look forward to serving the community and to have everyone safe.
Very cool. All right. So where did when I'm searching the App Store or the Play Store, what we're looking for Zoom Ride?
Zoom Ride, yes. Zoom Zoom Ride, yes.
Yep.
The one that is orange color, not the driver.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I think I tagged them, and I tagged them on our Facebook post about when we were going live too. So yeah. Well, hey, thank you so much for the time. Really, really appreciate it. And looking forward to hearing more about you guys as the service grows and expands.
Hey, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thanks for putting up with us. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Good night. Bye-bye.
Right. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is slick. I'm digging around in it now. This was it looks like a Google map. I mean, it's pretty intuitive. Like just to go to downtown Rochester was $9.
Oh, that's nothing.
I was looking kind of like, no. I was just kind of seeing, places I would go to. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Detroit shipping.
To be honest, it's not like it's not like Uber and Lyft don't need competition. So
it's true.
Dude, I didn't know that they didn't get paid that.
Dude, that just seriously blew my mind. I had no idea they took that much off the top.
Wait, didn't you drive
for
Uber?
Huh?
Didn't you drive for Uber?
He did for like
4
for
hours. A day. It doesn't count. And it didn't make sense what I got paid anyway.
Fair.
I was going to make a joke that he was bombed the whole time, but that seemed like a bad.
No, probably not.
That was my canned line. Why are you doing this? I go, I just want to see how the other side lives.
Yeah, right. I just wanted to be in the front seat for once. That'd be great. But hey, so what I would consider some of the biggest news that's come out of this past week is we now know the release schedule for Mandalorian, the second season. They are going to be jerks. They are only releasing one episode a week. There's no double week episodes. There's none of that planned. So you're going to keep your subscription. You're going to like it for the entire 3 months.
No, you know what? You know who sucks is Mark sucks. Mark sucks because he gets up for work at like 3:30 in the morning because he works at ungodly hours, and he watches it before work, and then he like talks about it.
Post spoilers,
I'm not gonna wait till the end of the work day to watch it. I'm like,
I just stay up and watch it.
He doesn't just spoil. He doesn't post spoilers. Just the fact that he watched it is worse, enough.
You jerk.
See, now my thing is, it's gonna. Here's my bold prediction. We're gonna be an Easter egg hell. They're not just gonna they're gonna push so much down our throats.
Like from what perspective?
Because they can.
No, but I mean,
I just feel they're going to be insanely Easter eggy. It's kind of like when you watch Rogue One and then you saw the pig face guy. I'm wanted in 12 systems. You're like, ooh, I know that guy. They're going to
all right, okay.
They're going to drop that crap.
Little like cameos. Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt.
Just so I can sit at home going, ooh, I know that guy, like all day.
Okay, and I gotta ask a real serious question here. Is this Fat Man thing an actual movie, or is this like they got together and got drunk and filmed a trailer for something that's never actually going to happen? Because if it's actually going to happen, I think it's hilarious. But I could also see it just being a trailer that somebody got drunk and made.
Dude, the fact that it's Mel Gibson playing Santa. So, all right, explain it for those that haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. So, it's
a trailer.
Yeah. So it's a movie trailer, and it's for this movie called Fat Man, and it opens and it's Mel Gibson, with big, bushy, shaggy beard, looking old as he is these days,
like me,
pretty much, and they're it's time you learn the real story, and then you realize, wait a minute, are they saying he's Santa Claus in this shit? And then you've got the whole flashback to a child that he gave coal to that apparently grows up to be an assassin, and assassins get hired to kill Santa Claus, and the military shows up and says, Santa, the government needs your help, and he's like, okay, but this is a one-time thing. So like, is it now it's Predator on top of it? That's why like sitting there watching it, I'm like, that's either sheer genius that somebody got that crew together to make that trailer for nothing, like just to make the trailer and make people like us sit around and talk about it. But if that's an actual movie, more power to them, because it's going to be a turn off your brain and just enjoy it, because it's like Lethal Weapon meets Predator meets the Santa Claus, and that's yeah.
I showed all my kids, and they're like, "That's the stupidest thing ever." And I go, "What else we got to do at Christmas time? There's no Star Wars movies. There's no Marvel movies. There's nothing coming out. We're all gonna go see it, and we're gonna have a happiest time since Bing Crosby
Danny
tap danced with Danny F.K. What else we got to do? We're gonna watch this trash.
It's true. Yeah. So speaking of your kids seeing things, had a little Zoom chaos in the classroom, did we, Bob?
Dude, I wish I could find the email right now to read, but apparently we got an email from the district, the school district, regarding something they're following, and oh my God, where is it? But basically, what happened was, in a nutshell, some kid took the Zoom login information for one of the classes, right? Put it out on Twitter, and then someone from another class, school, they don't know who it is yet, logged into the class and showed his wiener, and then all hell broke loose.
Because that's not a federal crime involving minors. No, that won't backfire at all.
Dude, I don't think these kids really realize the ramifications of like crap like that.
No, like, well, Mikey, from Shillelagh and Breaking Down the Ring, he said
sure.
They had in his daughter's class, somebody showed up and was pretending to be her.
Stop.
So like, just yeah.
Oh, okay. Here, I had to Google. I had to search genitals on my Gmail just so I could find the email.
Wow, and you found? You just went for the top. You didn't have to go.
I wanted to inform you earlier that some students' names, a Zoom code, and a password were shared through Twitter. A person signed on late using the student's name from the list that was not in class yet. They showed their genitalia on camera and was promptly removed by the teacher. We're investigating the issue and working with Twitter to remove the information, and investigating other options for a more secure online experience. We welcome any information we come across that will help identify the offender.
And now you're back to the end of Porky's. Have you seen this wiener?
Yeah, Bill Clinton. Is it curved to the left?
Could you describe the tallywhacker? Phenomenal. Well, and that's the thing is, I don't know, like, how much more secure can you make it? Like, they already have passcodes enabled. They already, and if it's information security 101. If someone is sharing links and passwords and codes and all that kind of crap out there for anybody to get their hands on, what can you do about it?
No, if it's Google Meet though, because we're using Google Classroom, and if it's single, you have to single sign on, like just like you're signing on to Google. Each kid's got their own ID for the school district, and then you put a password in. So you know what I mean? Because right now you're just getting a Zoom meeting ID and password that can be shared. If it's identity based, you can't.
Well, true. Yeah. Well, I mean, and I guess even Zoom, you can lock it down and require, only authenticated users can join, and you can do it that way too. But yeah, God, and that's the sad reality is I don't think these kids, they don't get it. They're let's be real. I mean, this is the new, hiding the teacher's erasers and that kind of stuff.
I was going to say, this is a little more serious than everybody drop your pencils at 11:37.
Right. But yeah.
You crazy animal, Randy. Like, no, but I talked with my 13-year-old about that, and I said, that person is probably going to be on a list for the rest of their life. This isn't like, oh, Skippy, you got 2 weeks detention. No. I go, this is FBI shit right now. This isn't even local cops.
Yeah, no, they don't. Yeah, it's federal. It's pornography involving a child. It's you're right. It's not.
Yeah. Good luck with that. You want? So I got to tell a story, by the way. So Gretchen is out. My 16-year-old is out with a boy on Friday night.
Okay.
And she's gonna be home at like midnight, right? So me and Bo we're watching Halloween movies lately. So we watched some crappy horror movie, and 10:30 the door knocks. Like I'm talking bang, bang, bang. Like, and I freak out thinking something's wrong with your kid. You know, what else would you think? First thing, open the door, nobody's there, and I go, dude, we just got ding dong ditched. Are you kidding me? Well, my 13-year-old's having a sleepover with two friends, so I'm like, Maggie, can you see if it's like the stupid boys in the neighborhood, flirting, whatever?
Trying to run up and pull your pigtails. Yeah.
Yeah. So I turn on the my Amazon cam I have on my porch because it doesn't record when you're home, because why would it? And sure as shit, I see a kid coming up. I go, up, kid's coming up the porch. My wife runs on the porch and catches him. She's like, come here. She screams, come here, you little shit. This is where it gets interesting. She goes, you go inside and you apologize to Mr. Waltenspiel. You scared the hell out of him. This kid walks in my house, shakes my hand, and apologizes and says they won't do anymore and walks away. And I go, what happened to society? Like, I go, when I was that kid's age, I would have screamed F off and ran down the street. Like,
you don't know who I am.
Yeah. And I go, as soon as I told my daughter, and I go, whoever that kid is, he's going places. Like, we walked in, like,
he's angling for a career in middle management. He wants to be a yes man.
So apparently this is the word in the school is that my wife's batshit crazy and I'm chill as hell. Like, I know. I just think it's hysterical because I guess the word got
amazing that's how that came across. Yeah.
Yeah, like your mom's in the middle of the street screaming, "Get over here, you little shit!" Like, and I'm just on the couch going, dude, it's cool, man. I did this stuff when I was your age.
Dude, and here's the word. Like, why did you not just leave the Amazon cam recording? Like, that's a fail on your part. Like, I feel like that would have been gold.
Well, I have the clip of it.
Oh,
so I snapshotted it.
Oh no, I mean the whole like her out in the middle of the street yelling at you. Like that's the goal.
Oh.
Like that's the part you need.
Right.
and then the sad, scared, dejected kid tromping up your stairs. Oh, sorry, Mr. Waldenspiel.
I'm sorry.
I deeply regret my actions, and he's going for a role in politics. That's what it is.
Hey, by the way, how bad does your how bored do you have to be during the pandemic where you need to poop in a box at a grocery store
in a mire? Like, dude, I've been looking for a follow-up to this story because I gotta know, dude, what is the flow chart of your life that leads you to the box that says I'm taking a dump in a box in the middle of a mire and then putting it back on the shelf for someone else to find? Like, that's...
Well, what kind of box was it? Do you know? Does anyone know?
I believe it was a cereal box, if I recall correctly.
Pooped in a cereal box?
So, like, it's...
How do you do that?
Like you're not being an anarchist. You're not being... you're not giving it to the man. Like, you took a shit in a box and you put it on a shelf for some other poor soul. Probably some poor ass ship shopper is the one who was going through shopping for somebody else's groceries. And it was like, hey, these Frosted Flakes smell like shit.
Poo-poo pebbles. No. Here's what I want to know.
Poo-poo puffs.
Did they hold in their grumpy at home and then proceed to go, or did they get like excited butt when they were in the aisle? You're like getting excited in the cereal aisle.
I guess was this a premeditated crime, or was that
right?
Was it a crime of opportunity?
When have you ever been to Meijer? There's no one in the cereal aisle. Like that alone. The fact that he snuck that one off. Like you've seen like the people in Asia that like the women will like poop and just like flip it out of their dress or their pants. Like like how do you just because you gotta like
and you can't wipe.
Oh, you never seen it? I'll send you a couple, Randy.
Yeah, and
people
he's
there's certain cultures where people poop on the street, and then there's like street cam of like, oh look, there's another one.
San Francisco.
Yeah, that too. Hey,
Yeah, certain cultures. Yeah, no, it's San Francisco. That's all.
No, but like, okay, so I'm just picturing like, okay, I'm wearing like jeans, like Levi's jeans. Like it's a process. Like you can't just like,
Yeah, yeah. Was he wearing
are you just,
sweatpants? Was he? Yeah.
right? Like,
It's again. Yeah. Was this premeditated or a crime of opportunity? I think that's the biggest question.
I think we need to do a whole show just on that.
I think whenever we'll get him in, we'll get an interview with him. That'll be perfect.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, but like at least going like a shoebox. Like it seems like that it would be easier to aim it than like a Fruity Pebbles box. Like it just.
Dude, and I don't know, but so I'm just gonna segue with.
And then he walked out with poop butt. Then he didn't even wipe.
The thing, not like he could wipe.
Maybe it was a really good one. He had a lot of fiber in it, just like slid right out.
Clean pinch. Come on, Randy.
Skeptical, David. Skeptical. But so
it's like 1 out of 20 shot at doing that.
Yeah, the perfect segue. Speaking of shitty situations, dude, I am on 94 between the Lodge and 10 Mile an awful lot. What the hell is with the flurry of shootings that are going on in that area?
I saw a couple. There's more.
Apparently, there's been 29 in the last 18 months. I think I read.
Wow.
Jeez. Well, the Lodge was always the speedway because cops can't sit anywhere on that damn godforsaken highway.
Right. Yeah. There's no shoulders for them to hang out on. Yeah.
There's a single lane on ramp. So like.
Well, but it's they're saying it's 94, like, where, between 75 and the Lodge. Like, so, I mean, that's not a huge stretch.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it's not on the Lodge.
That's like traffic. And that's traffic hell too. Yep. Right there.
And so yeah, I mean, I read that story and it kind of tweaked me out a little bit because I'm like, you know what? Because the last one was just last night, and based on the timing, if the show that was running downtown last night late hadn't decided that they were going to run via Zoom instead of being in the studio, I'd have probably been driving that stretch of road when that shooting happened.
So you should drive around more with your middle finger out of the window, just
right,
just for experiment. Just to see.
Put like a big sign on my car, or like get my car wrapped with something that says being a sniper is small dick energy. I think that'd be great. That'd be
I don't know. I was gonna think of something funny.
Yeah, that's just a little over half mile stretch. Is there something special about that area, or?
Dude, you got me. You've got. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, just thinking it through. Like, there are plenty of hills and abandoned buildings with a view right straight down into that area. So, I mean, you got that. But the story today said that she saw like a tan or a gold vehicle, and then somebody laid down in the back of it, and that's when the 2 or 3 shots went out. So, like, is this? I mean, do you remember the one in Virginia years ago where the guy was hanging out in the trunk of the car? And that's how those sniper shootings were happening. So I mean, it's super weird right now, man. Like, like we all know the world's going to hell in a handbasket. Damn.
Yeah, let's not accelerate it.
Don't they have traffic cams coming out of the ass right there because it's a junction?
Here's the thing.
I don't think so.
I've wondered, like, the last few times I've driven down that way, I've noticed a lot more construction and a lot more crews up underneath the bridges, and I wonder if that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, actually, here you go. Speaking of cams, I meant to shoot you guys a note, and I absolutely forgot. Apparently, Nest is desperate for business. Dude, they just changed the entire pricing model of Nest cams. Like, so those Nest cams that like we have in all the studios, it used to be like $40 per cam per year. Okay, so do the math on how many cameras we had in those studios and everything else.
You're talking about for premiere service, right? Like, or whatever.
For the, you get the, you get the recordings of the videos for up to, 30 days, up to a year, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay. That is now $12 a month for as many cameras as you have in a single location.
They had competition. Canary is like $10. Yeah. So they had to compete.
And Wisecam is $25 off the shelf at Micro Center, and you get 14 days of storage for free.
Sweet.
and a local SD card recording, so you don't even need the cloud storage if you want to go that route. Yeah. Cloud storage is cheap, especially cold storage. You can, I mean, that's, you know, It's about as cheap
Yeah,
as you can get.
yeah, they hit me with an email and it was laughing because like my subscription renewed like, I don't know, 3 months ago or something like that. And they basically sent me an email asking me if I would like a refund or basically like my next 15 years of service covered. I was like, let's
Stupid.
why don't you go ahead and we'll do a refund. I'll be fine. Thanks.
You know what else is stupid? Yelp.
Dude, this is not going to go well at all.
No. So apparently Yelp is introducing a new label to help people choose which businesses to go to. And it's basically if you're accused of racist behavior, you will be labeled a racist business.
Well, I guess let's be clear. So they said they're going to basically have a trigger where if a company starts getting flooded with reviews, and we've seen this, I mean, Facebook does this part. Like if there's a flood of reviews that come in like out of nowhere, Facebook will turn off reviews for that business page. But so they'll do that. But then the plus one that they're doing is they will then, if as they like, apparently somebody's going to do research on this, and they will then label it a racist company with links to articles or whatever else going on.
Well, dude, you've seen this in town lately with like, businesses that have 2-hour seating limits, or somebody charged them for the bread, and then they go on a Facebook rant, and then everybody
or like a lot of home. Yeah, a lot of places are and they're literally putting it as a COVID surcharge on their bills now.
Yeah, you can basically just get together with a group of whatever and basically do whatever you want. Like that's what this is telling me.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we've talked about it. How many of these, internet firestorms basically boiled down to 3 tweets, usually from the same 1 or 2 people. And okay, I've got a blog, you've got a blog, Randy's got a blog. We all post something on a blog and turn it and make it look like a news article, and then start linking to it on their Facebook page, and all of a sudden, and linking to it in their Yelp reviews, and all of a sudden now they're just done as a company.
So that's probably why Mr. Steve was like, you know what, it's a good time for me to bow out.
Oh, Mr. Steve. God rest his soul.
But here's the thing. If there's a place that legitimately does something shitty and gets prosecuted,
then I'm all about it.
I'm completely
I'm
in
all
favor.
about it.
You can't let the housecoat mafia or whoever's thinks they're running the show do something detrimental to a business that they think they got offended half-assedly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like, so I'm sure. I mean, did you watch SNL this week by any chance?
No, I just saw the best of on YouTube.
Okay, so Bill Burr did a whole shtick about basically white women. He's never seen more whiny white women in his life than he has right now, and so that
everyone was offended.
Oh no! And it was like, so like the best meme I saw was that 50% of my feed is black women laughing their asses off at white women. The other half of my feed is white women that are pissed off that they've finally been called out.
Well, he called out a bunch. Like he pulled no punches on that monologue. Like
none.
And it was really quiet in that crowd. They were not looking for.
Oh yeah, well that's one of the you read like they didn't know if they were supposed to be laughing or not. Like is is it cool to laugh at this? Yeah.
But that's Bill Burr. I mean, if you watched, I've watched everything he's ever done. I mean, he pulls no punches for anyone, like at all. So that's why I was like, oh my God, they're bringing him on SNL.
I was stunned when I heard they booked him.
But I'm glad he did his shtick and didn't do some washed out bullshit. Yeah, he did what he does. Yeah. Good. I'm happy.
So
and what the thing is, it's probably a badge of honor for him that people got pissed off at him. Like,
I'm sure it is. So, but speaking of, like, what's your problem with lane assist?
Dude, lane assist sucks. I don't want to use too many poop references today because I think we used them all up, but it sucks shit.
Why?
So bad. So Saturday we take the family to the Tunnel of Trees up in northern Michigan. If you've never done it, it's super cool. We saw the like sunset over Lake Michigan. There's a Polish restaurant like that was like some Polish settler built with the Native Americans like back in the 1800s. Dude, it's an awesome area. Harbor Springs, like super cool downtown. It's a great day trip. So my wife's new Atlas has lane assist. So if you kind of drift to the left, it'll pick you back over. It's kind of like the old man fart joke at the nursing home. And if you go to the left, and here's the problem: when you put the blinker on, it lets you through. If you just get over, it fights you like a son of a bitch. And there was a time where like one lane opened up into three, right? So like you kind of just like you don't put your blinker on.
You didn't have to put your blinker on. They're new lanes, yeah.
Right, and then as I'm crossing over these lines, this thing's like throwing my steering wheel like in a tizzy. Oh, it's like, and it's not just a light nudge. I mean, this thing fights you. To the point where I'm like, babe, is there a button for this? Because I got to turn this shit off.
How do I turn this off? Yeah.
I felt like I was going to get into an accident.
Just be the old person and drive forever with your blinker on. That's how you solve that problem.
But then I started, because then all of a sudden I'm like, what in the world? I thought there was something wrong with the tires. Like it was like or getting caught in a rut. That's what it felt like.
Okay.
As I was moving over. And I'm like, what kind of, like, between that and turning the engine off at lights, I'm like, what are these krauts doing with these cars? Like,
it's everybody's doing that nowadays, though.
Is it everybody?
Yeah.
Dude, it sucks. And I'm not some curmudgeon. Like, I'm sure there's a time where I could, like, it's useful, but like, on a 4-hour road trip, that thing fought me at least a dozen times. Like, if not more, like each way.
I think you're telling us more about your driving than about the car.
I don't put on a turn signal for everything.
Bob never uses turn signals. Bob never uses turn signals.
When I don't have to. When there's people around, I do. When there's no one behind me, I don't. Why bother?
True. But then how was the whole Tunnel of Trees thing?
Oh no, it was so here's the part. So you drive 4 hours and you finally get to, we were going to start at the Polish restaurant. That was our destination. And then you make your way down the Tunnel of Trees, and then you go home. They're like, when you get to the Polish, it's the only place up there, and it's a historical restaurant. It's a 3-hour wait.
Oh.
You're like, well, we're here. So it's kind of like there's a gift shop right there. It's like, so basically it was, and everyone's phone's dead because you're looking for network because there's nothing going, you couldn't go on anything anyway. You know what I mean? You play games because there's no internet.
Right.
It's like, all right, we're gonna.
Wait a minute, you guys actually had to talk to you guys actually had to talk to each other. How'd that work out for you?
No, I took a nap. So
does this Polish restaurant have a name or?
Yeah, Legs In.
Okay.
Spread the word. That's the only joke. I was with 5 women. I couldn't say that line. Now I finally could.
Now you can.
I'm finally able to use my joke. But then the Tunnel of Trees is like 20 miles of like winding road, and it's like 2 lanes without a center stripe. So if like Bubba and his big pickup wants to be a hog, you pretty much are getting ran off the road, which happened to me almost 3 times. But it's like it was nothing but motorcycles. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of like motorcycles, and you go about 20 miles an hour, and it's like tree and covered.
Just a cool view.
You look to the right. Yeah, with all the colors were great. I was never one for fall colors, but like, what else are you gonna do now with COVID?
Right.
So I'm like, yes, I would love to go leaf seeing. So what the hell else am I gonna do?
Damn leafers.
But no, it's it's totally worth the day trip. And like Harbor Springs, we went through. What a cool that it was like an up north Birmingham-ish, those smaller towns.
No, cool.
But then look for real estate in Petoskey and Harbor Springs, and I'm like, it's more than Birmingham. It's like, God bless,
No, thank you. But yeah, so I guess the one RIP for the week is Yahoo Groups is dead or dying or about to be dead. Whatever, fine, go. Didn't even know it was still alive.
Yeah, they sent an email out.
Yeah, about was it earlier this year or late last year? They took away a bunch of features, and now December 15th they're shutting the whole thing down. So if you're still on Yahoo Groups, find an alternative. Groups.io.
Or hop in a time machine and come to 2020 from 1997. That'd be great. You should do that.
There's nothing wrong with an email group still.
What was Yahoo Groups? Because I had no idea what it was.
Mailing list.
Forums. Well, no, they had them.
Yeah.
It was remember like the old message board, Bob, that like you could get messages via like you could go to the board and read and reply, or you could get shit via email and you could reply via email.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah, like in 97.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was the band or broadband. There was one that I always subscribed to, the broadband forum, and yeah, you get like your whole email inbox would get flooded. Yeah, because everybody's message came to you by email.
Yeah, and you could change it to daily emails instead of one for every message that came through.
Digest, or you can get you can get.
Yeah, I just dumped them into a folder, whatever.
Exactly. Just have a filter and go. And then the only one, and I'm curious to see how this plays out, because we all hear there's conflicting information about everything. It's like, oh, they've overinflated the number of deaths from COVID, that kind of stuff. Well, it turns out they've done an audit, and the number of deaths from COVID might actually be 750,000 lower than it's supposed to be. So we'll see how that plays out in the coming days, and yay.
Do you mean more? You meant more?
Yeah, 700. Yeah, there should have been 750,000 more deaths attributed to COVID than there.
Oh, yeah. And then it's should be 500,000 less. So 500 million.
That's what I said. Yeah, so we'll see what happens in the coming days with that one. As long as none of us are sitting here with a fly on our heads for 2 minutes, I think we're good.
Here's what's funny, because you guys are dirty lefty pinko commies. Dude, that happened to Obama and it happened to Hillary Clinton, and now it's funny with Pence. That's why I'm laughing, because I go, wait a minute, I just saw this joke play out like a year ago and 4 years ago.
I genuinely don't remember those other ones, and I wish I were just being coy when I say that, but I really don't. Like that picture you threw that had the three of them in it. I don't remember the other two.
Because you're on salon.com, you're on the pinko sites all day.
Yeah,
that's why. No, because I saw everybody making the joke, and I go, listen, at this point, I'm just letting it go. But my whole Facebook was like Mike Pence flight. I'm like, I'm not even going to point out that, so glad that you can join the laughter party.
Dude, and the sad part was, so I was downtown running shows when the debate went on, and I just fired up Facebook, and my feed was nothing but screen captures of this fly on Mike Pence's, and I'm like, what in the ever living hell is even going on?
But the fact that it was hit all three of them, at least I know there's some ancient whatevers that say the fly. I forget what the purpose was, or what the fly signifies. There's some significance to it.
It's I don't know, ancient Egyptian god curse, or Jeff Goldblum is coming back to life. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Or open peanut butter jar. Who knows?
Right. Yeah. All right. That's all I got. You got anything?
Star Wars
Microsoft.
Squadron. Oh, you go first.
Oh, yeah, the Microsoft thing. I totally forgot to write that down.
Yeah, Microsoft is letting employees stay remote permanently now if they want to for certain roles. Changing
forever.
Forever. So that'll be interesting.
That's not good. That's not going to fly. Pardon the pun.
Nice time. Good.
Because here's what's going to happen. I've worked for those big tech companies, and there needs to be customer experience centers. There needs to be labs. There needs to be shit you have to take customers through to look at the.
And I'm sure they will. I'm absolutely sure they will. But I mean, you need to have 1,000 people a day sitting at a desk in those locations.
No, just hot desk. If you give up your permanent desk when you come to campus, you just find an open desk and sit there for the day. And
yeah, I mean, there's no other positions I could say that you would. The only thing I like when you really need a place to go to is in sales.
Right.
the other positions that you can code anywhere.
Well, I was gonna say, well, in tech, you might want to pull people in for meetings, when you're getting ready for a product launch, or if you're on crunch time on something and you got issues you need to work through, but it doesn't need to be it doesn't need to be an everyday thing. So I mean, and
I
that's
don't know.
the funny thing is that we talked a couple of weeks ago, because everybody's talking about basically the bottom's going to fall out of the commercial real estate market, and yet you've got the the Microsofts and the Googles that are out there buying up buildings. Well, but for what if you're going to tell everybody to keep working from home?
I don't like it, and maybe it's because I'm old man curmudgeon. I like the handshake. I really do. Like, there's something to be about face to face. I don't think, and I know nothing about psychology of work. Being remotely sequestered like that.
No, and some of it I'm sure you do want face to face. Like there are certain like I said, there are certain meetings you want to have with people, or you want to have it in person, but
you can't have meaning. Not saying you can't have a meaningful relationship, but you can have, I think, friendships by just working like this.
I would agree.
You can't.
It's absolutely
because
different.
it's being recorded. So dick and fart jokes are way out the window. You can't sit at lunch and make fun of people, which is kind of the core of working in an office.
Right.
So you can have no, like, you get no friendships from
you don't
work,
have that bonding, that camaraderie, that
there's always like getting in trouble together, and you got that thing, like, remember that one time, there's 1,000 advantages to working with people, to make it feel like a family. And I think the problem is now, like, you're just working for a check. There's no, like, you're just a number. And that to me, that kind of sucks, because you want to be part of something. I think everyone does.
True.
Otherwise, you
but I
would
mean,
join fraternities.
Yeah. So then, I'm sorry, Squadrons, you were saying?
Oh yeah, have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I've seen the videos. They look friggin' amazing.
So I just got a text from the guys I used to work with. Apparently, it's multi-platform.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what you're using. So we're all doing the Red Fox standing by, like, doing. So we're basically everybody's a different, from Family Guy. But that game is that's about as cool. I never was the flying part. I was like, God damn it! Like, didn't matter what game it was. Man, but they knocked it out of the park with this one.
Apparently, also, there are no plans for additional content. You buy the game, you get the game. That's it.
Good.
I mean, they'll still do bug fixes, but no additional stories or quests or characters.
I'm happy with. I'm all DLC'd out. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is hopefully a trend that sticks going forward.
That's the worst. You haven't played in a month, like me, and then you turn the thing on, and you're like, God damn it, I got to update for another half a
download a terabyte and a half of updates. Jesus, yeah.
Plus, you're only 25% done, and then they add 20 hours more content.
And now you're at 8% done. Yeah.
I know Cold War looks pretty cool too, the Call of Duty. So that's another one I got to snag. But yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, I got nothing. I think that's pretty much everything.
All right, cool. Well, hey, everybody, stay safe. Keep your asses inside. Wear your masks.
Yeah. This is going to wrap things up for episode 369. On behalf of Bob, Dave, and Randy, do us a favor. We should change this one. Do us all a favor: is wear your masks, obey your governor, and I don't know what else.
Don't try to kidnap your governor. You redneck dumbasses. Christ. Jesus.
And see you later. Beat it.
Most awkward ending ever. See ya.
Bye.